Good morning, children. Welcome to English class. Did you read the textbook and the workbook? And is there anyone who had not bought the workbook yet? Please get the book and read at home. Okay. So let me ask a question from yesterday's lesson. Okay. How does the young German behave when he is sober and when he is drunk? And if the worst happens to Portia, which would compel her to marry him, what would she do? Okay. So, can you answer me? Yes. When the young German is sober, he is in a very bad mood. When he is drunk, and when he is drunk, he is worse. And when he is at his worst, he is no better than a beast. That means not better than an animal. If the worst happens, what does Portia say? If the worst happens, she will not accept him. This is what she tells. She will not accept him. So the last part where we have stopped, Nerissa is asking her, so if he should offer to choose and choose the right casket, you should refuse to perform your father's will. If you should refuse to accept him. So if Portia refuses to accept the person who chooses the right casket, that means she is refusing her father's will. Okay, she had taken an oath that she will marry a person only by the way of enforcing her father's will. So that's why Nerissa asked like that. If she is going to refuse that person or refuse to marry that person, that means she is refusing her father's will. Okay. Now let's see what is Portia's reply. Therefore, for fear of the worst, I pray thee, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. For if the devil be within and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. I will do anything, Nerissa, ere I'll be married to a sponge. Okay, so Portia says that, so therefore, the fear of the worst. So they have to defend, okay, or they have to safeguard against the worst thing that will happen. So therefore, for the fear of the worst, I pray thee, I request you, set a deep glass of Rhenish wine on the contrary casket. Contrary casket means on the wrong casket. Okay, there are 3 caskets and Portia might know which is the right casket. So she tells that Nerissa should keep a glass of Rhenish wine on the wrong casket. You know, Rhenish wine, that is the famous wine, that is the wine made from the grapes grown in the Rhine Valley. I told you the before, the river Rhine. Okay, so the grapes grown in the Rhine Valley. So it's a very tasty wine. So she tells Nerissa to keep a glass of Rhenish wine on the wrong casket. So even if the devil be within and that temptation without, I know he will choose it. So she says that even if the devil be in the casket. As long as the wine is on it, he will choose that casket only. Okay, that's what Portia tells about this prince. Okay, and I will do anything, Nerissa, or I'll be married to a sponge. So Portia says that she will do anything to get rid of this person, or she or she will be married to a sponge. What did you understand from that? Sponge. Otherwise she'll be married to a sponge. Sponge, you have seen sponge, and see, if you put the sponge in the water, what happens? It absorbs the water. Okay, so here the sponge will be soaked in water. So what Portia means here is that he or she will be, if she marries this person, okay, that is the French law. Okay, it will be like marrying a sponge, that is a drunkard. Okay, sorry, it's not French law, that is the I'm very sorry, it's a German German, that is the Duke of Saxony's nephew. So he is a drunkard. So that's why she tells that if she marries him, then she'll be married to a sponge. That means a drunkard. That means he absorbs liquor. Nerissa, you need not fear, lady, the having any of these lords. They have acquainted me with their determinations, which is indeed to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit, unless you may be won by some other sort than your father's imposition, depending on the caskets. Okay, so Nerissa tells that, okay, madam, you don't need to fear about these suitors anymore and having any of these lords. So Nerissa consoles her and or assures her that she doesn't need to fear of these suitors. Why? They have acquainted me with their determination. So they have told Nerissa about their strong decision. They have decided that they are not going to take part in the lottery of casket, which is indeed certainly to return to their home. So this is the determination that they have taken. The strong decision that they have taken is to return to their home and to trouble you with no more suit. Then they won't trouble her anymore. Okay, so when they hear about the conditions that are laid down in the lottery of casket, they have decided not to take part in the lottery of casket. Now, Nerissa tells that you have to, or Portia may be won by some other sort than the father's imposition, depending on the casket. Now, Portia should find someone rather than depending on the will laid down by her father. Portia, if I live to be as old as Sibylla, I will die as chaste as Diana, unless I be obtained by the manner of my father's will. I am glad the spousal of wooers are so reasonable, for there is not one among them but I dote on his very absence, and I pray God grant them a fair departure. So Portia says, no, no. Okay, if I live to be as old as Sibylla. Okay, so here is a reference to the mythology, and that is Sibylla. Sibylla is a prophetess. Okay, the name, and it is a Greek word which means prophetess, and Sibylla was known as the ageless old woman. Ageless old woman, and she was granted a wish by God Apollo. Okay, so please listen to this carefully. She was granted a wish by God Apollo. And what was that wish? The wish is that she could live as many years as the grains of sand she can held in her hand. Okay, so just imagine how much sand a person can hold in his or her hand. So Sibylla was given a wish that she can live as many years as how much sand she can hold in her hand. So she lived for many years. That's what the mythology says. Okay, and here Portia says that even if she will live as old as Sibylla, many years, and this lady became very small and small like that. Okay, so if she lives as old as Sibylla, she says that she will die as chaste as Diana. So Diana is a goddess, goddess of chastity, goddess of hunting, and the moon goddess. Okay, that's what Diana. Diana is the goddess of chastity. Okay, or you can say goddess of virginity. And she never fell in love or she never married. That's why she is called the goddess of chastity. She is called the goddess of chastity. So, uh, finally, Portia says that unless she can obtain a husband by or through her father's will, she will not marry, or she will live as Diana, as chaste as Diana. That means she will not fall in love with anyone or marry anyone. I'm glad this parcel of words are so reasonable. So she says that she's glad that these wooers, okay, the suitors who came to woo her had left, and and because there is not even one whose absence she regrets. Okay, that means she's glad that all have gone. She does not, oh, I I wish he would be here. She never feels like that. That's what she says. There is not one among them, but I dote on his very absence. That means she does not like them to be here, or okay, she is glad that all have left, and I pray God grant them fair departure. Okay, she prays God to give them a happy departure. Nerissa, do you not remember, lady, in your father's time, a Venetian, a scholar, a soldier that came hither in company of the, the Marquess of Montferrat? Now, Nerissa reminds Portia about a person or about a man who came from Venice. That's what that man visited Belmont during her father's time when her father was alive. Okay, in your father's time, a Venetian, a person from Venice, and he was a scholar and a soldier that came hither, who came here in the company of the Marquis of Montferrat. So that person accompanied the Marquis. Okay, so who is a Marquis? So Montferrat, that is the name of the place, and Marquis is the uh, high-born Italian noble man. That's what Marquis. We have learned many names like that. Count, okay, Baron. Now another word, Marquis. He is also a noble man of high rank. Marquis. Baron is a noble man of little lower rank. And then uh, one more we have learned. Okay, Baron, Count, and Marquis. Okay. Portia. Yes, yes, it was Bassanio, as I think he was so called. So she tells, I think, yes, I remember he is, or his name was Bassanio. She very well remembers. Nerissa, true, madam. He of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon was the best deserving a fair lady. So Nerissa's opinion about that man, that was the Marquess, no, sorry, the nobleman, that was the Italian man. What does she say? That he, of all the men that ever my foolish eyes looked upon, was the best deserving the fair lady. He is the one who deserves Portia. So Nerissa gives her opinion of all the suitors that she has seen. This man is the best. Who is that? What is his name? Bassanio. And he's from Venice. And we know that who Bassanio is. Okay, we have come across in the first scene. He is Antonio's best friend, Bassanio. Portia. I remember him well, and I remember him worthy of thy praise. So Portia admits that yes, he is worthy of Portia's praise. Portia praised him, and so Portia, no, sorry, Nerissa praised him, and Portia says that he is worthy of that praise. Enter a serving man. So now here, serving man means enter a servant. Okay, the servant enters. How now? What news? So Portia asks, okay, what's the news? What news do you bring? Servant. The four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave, and there is a forerunner come from a fifth. Okay, see, actually, there are six suitors. I think, or the critics say that Shakespeare might have forgotten about this when he went on writing. Actually, six suitors, we have numbered, six suitors have come, but here he says four. Four strangers seek for you, madam, to take their leave. They want to depart from Belmont, and they want to say goodbye to Portia. They want to take their leave. They want to bid goodbye to Portia. And there is a forerunner come from a fifth. Now the fifth one is going to come, and before the fifth one, a messenger has come. A messenger has come from the fifth, the Prince of Morocco, who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. So the messenger from the fifth suitor has come here, and the fifth suitor, who is the fifth suitor? The Prince of Morocco. You know, Morocco, an African country. So the Prince of Morocco is going to arrive here very soon, and the messenger came before that, who brings word the prince, his master, will be here tonight. Now, what does Portia say? If I could bid the fifth welcome with so good a heart as I can bid the other four farewell, I should be glad of his approach. So Portia says that if she could welcome the fifth suitor as gladly as she had bid farewell to the other four, she is very happy to have the or happy to know about the approach of the fifth one. If he have the condition of a saint and complexion of a devil, I had rather he should try me than wive me. So now she came to know that the prince is from Morocco. So she tells about his complexion. If he have the condition of a saint, if he is or his character is like a saint or like a priest or a holy man, and the complexion and the color is like that of a devil, I had rather he should try me than he should be like a priest to her. That means she will make her confession like to a priest than to be his wife. That's what she tells. Come, Narissa, Sarah, go before while we shut the gates. Upon one or another knocks at the door. So she tells that when they are getting rid of the four suitors, another is knocking at the door. Okay, the other four, actually six suitors are there, and when they bid goodbye to them, another one is knocking at the door. And so here ends the second scene. Yeah, okay, it is interesting. It tells about the suitors who had come to woo Portia. Six suitors were there, and you should know each one and their characteristics and what Portia tells about them and what is Nerissa's opinion. And here, Nerissa reminds Portia about Bassanio, the Venetian scholar. Okay, children, please read at home, read the text as well as the notes. Okay, I'll be giving you the notes. Okay, you can write. You have a holiday in this week. Okay, so study well. So we'll meet in the next class.